I'm just so excited to return. The Philippines has seen me, really seen me inside from day one, from album one. Everybody there deeply loves music. It is a music country. It is a country of great musical artists. It's a wonderful place to play music because you know that they get it on a deep level. And so I'm so excited to revisit. 7 years ago was the last time I visited. I can't, I talk to people a lot about how fast time is moving. And, I can't believe it's been 7 years. A pandemic, a Broadway show, lots of things have happened. And it's things that have kept me from getting on a plane as much as I would like to. And obviously I love to travel. Traveling for music takes a lot. It's not just me, it's 50 people. And it's so to be able to organize something like a concert so many miles away is something that takes a huge group effort. And so I'm embarrassed that it's been 7 years, but I can also understand why it takes so long. And I'm just so excited to return. I'm working on what is now my 10th major studio album. I've done some kind of side project albums in the past, but this is my 10th kind of major one. And so, and I've mentioned it before a little bit, but I've never been one of those artists that has necessarily ever needed to have hits. I'm not chasing top 40. I'm not looking to see who's the hottest beat maker today, and because when you chase trends, you're constantly searching for what the next big thing is. And sometimes that can keep you from discovering what it is that helps you really truly connect with your audience. And so I think that for me, gems, I think have been different sometimes for different fans. There are the songs, of course, that have been, I would say, if not hits, the most like recognizable for me, like You Raise Me Up and To Where You Are and You Are Loved and songs like that. And so I always love, of course, singing those songs on stage, but I'm also intrigued by the songs that have meant something to fans that have been more personal, songs like River or February Song, and people who come up to me and say, hey, I have also battled this, or I have also been through this, and this song really helped me get through that time. That's also a gem to me. It doesn't have to be something that was huge. It just has to be something that was meaningful. And so I've got hopefully a lot of those to choose from when I come back to perform. A little bit of both. I still get the same feeling that I had when I first heard them, which is just I get chills and I can't wait to perform them. And also just the fact that, especially with a song like You Raise Me Up, everybody wants to sing along and everybody wants to get their lights in the air. And it's like, it's very spiritual and it's very, uplifting. And it's impossible to have a bad day when you've got that song in your repertoire. But then also, I started in this business when I was 17 and I'm 44 now. And so the you in You Raise Me Up changes. It can mean so many things about so many different people. And I feel that way about a lot of my songs. Early on in my career, I was singing songs that, a song like You Raise Me Up and a song like To Where You Are, for instance, which is about grief and losing someone. Well, I recorded that song when I was 19 and I hadn't been yet through the experience of deep loss and deep grief. That song was written for me by somebody who had been through those things. And so as a young kid, you're singing songs that you're trying to represent how it feels and you're trying to find it and you love that people are connecting with it. But now, having been through all the things that I have sung about, coming on stage and singing those songs anew, there is so much more depth to, I think, my life experience, my ability to interpret in a way that is personal and not just a proximity of what it must have been like to have gone through those things. So I think that there is a new freshness for me always, but then also time has passed and I have a lot to bring to these songs now. It is always difficult choosing what songs you fit into a couple hours together. It's, I always try to just make the best show. I try to make a show that really represents songs people have loved from day one and songs that they've journeyed with me through over the last 25 years. I also like to surprise with stuff that they might not have heard before. I'm working on a new album of songs from great films. I'm really excited by it. The orchestrations are beautiful. We're recording it in London right now, and it won't be out until after this concert, but I'm going to give Manila a sneak peek of some of the songs from that album. So there's going to be some very epic, very cinematic songs in this show as well. Oh, 100%. Feeling you always want to feel seen as an artist. You always want to feel like, especially when you're brand new, that you're really understood, not just somebody saying, you've got a good voice, or, oh, we like that song, but really seen, that your soul is really seen. And, there have been other parts in the world where I've had to really kind of little by little share with them who I am and explain and promote and you build, it's a big world. There's a lot of artists and a lot of noise, and it's hard sometimes to really be seen everywhere. The Philippines has really seen me inside from day one, from album one. They have gotten me, they've gotten my soul, they've gotten my music, they've sung along, and they have welcomed me in every possible way. They invited me to go and do a tour when I barely had any songs to sing, and they have embraced me. And so to have felt that welcoming from album one is something that I have never forgotten, and something that I am always, always grateful for. And, I just want to say also one more thing about the fans in the Philippines, and also just the culture in the Philippines, is that everybody there deeply loves music. It is a music country. It is a country of great musical artists, but it is a connection to music in the Philippines that goes beyond the superficial. It is truly from the heart. And so to feel that emotion, I think every artist that I talk to about the Philippines also feels this way, that it's a wonderful place to play music because you know that they get it on a deep level. And so I'm so excited to revisit. I think it's a great question. I now am in the period of my career where I can say I'm a veteran, and I can now kind of, I talk a lot about that, or those early moments when I was a kid and I had these great artists that were so supportive of me and gave me great opportunities. And I feel very lucky that I'm in a position now where I can provide that advice and I can provide those opportunities. When it's good, there's not a lot you need to do except enjoy the goodness and ride the wave. Every career and every artistic journey, no matter whether you're a painter or a musician or a singer or a dancer or anything in between, if you're going to do it for a long time, there are going to be periods of time where you're hitting your head against a wall, where you're feeling like the wave has become a still body of water, and you have to find ways to create your wave again. It's not always going to be handed to you to surf on. You need to find your own momentum to get the water going. And so I think that it can be very easy to sit back on what's easy, on what's worked. But the true ways to I think have longevity are to trust that your audience wants to see you excited and wants to see you inspired. That can be scary, to try new things, to tap into things, to collaborate with new artists. But I think that there's no shortcut, is what I would say. If you're going to do it for a long time, it takes toughness and it takes going through the hard moments. But I will say the hard moments always lead to the best stuff on the other side. I love the Philippine Star, and I love speaking to the Philippine Star. So pleasure to speak with you today. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we featured you several times already.
Many times, yes. I'm very grateful. Thank you.